Well, I think we're live again.
We're live.
Isn't that weird? A week
We're
later. Every week you get to see our smiling faces. And this week is no different, but this week we have some help.
All right.
Yes,
Hello.
introduce yourselves.
My name is Angela Ayala, and I'm the new art educator at the Blanden.
Maybe she all over the place person and museum assistant at the Blanden.
She's always here.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm taking the names off if I can. Oh well, the names are going to be wrong today, guys, because Todd was not prepared. So
Weird.
Yeah, I know. Let's talk about the Blanden for a little bit. How long have you been with us?
Since August 30th of
Nice.
this year.
Nice. But
Not
you're from
very
Fort
long.
Dodge.
I'm from Fort Dodge originally, and I was actually an intern at the Blanden. So I've had experience with the Blanden.
All right.
Yeah.
So, where did you go? Where did you go? High school or St. Ed's?
I went to the senior high, graduated in the year of 2000. Went to Iowa Central, had the best 2 years of my life, did not graduate with a degree from there because I decided to take every single class because it was just, they had
There's
so many
fun ones to
there's
take.
so many fun classes and I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just explored and then.
And that's what Iowa Central's for, to be
Yeah,
honest. That's why
really.
people go to Iowa Central.
It's a great
Yeah.
menu of choices.
If
Well,
you
yeah.
get your general studies degree, I tell all my kids have a general studies degree
Mhm.
that went to Iowa Central because you don't have to decide.
Yeah, absolutely.
My wife and I talked about that quite a bit. If
Yeah.
my kids do not know what they want to be, they
Right?
better go to Iowa Central.
Did you
Yeah.
know what you wanted
You
to be
know.
at 18?
No,
I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
absolutely. And it's just a fun environment and it's changed so much
It has.
in the
It's
last
super
20
nice.
years. And
We had Jessica Ulrich on the day before he announced he was moving to Iowa Central.
Yeah.
So, Jesse, I'm going to text you. You're going to have to come on again now. But he's done such a great job just in this little time he's been there, growing
Yeah.
that school and making it bigger and better. And
Mhm.
I wish, yeah. And then do you get a 4-year degree or?
Yeah, and then I went to Grandview in Des
Okay.
Moines, studied fine art and art therapy. It's one of the only places that has an art therapy certificate in Iowa.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's something that if you would have to go on and get a master's and eventually a PhD in, but got that foundational social work, art, mental health, all connected,
Nice.
which I think is, art and your emotions go hand in hand anyway. So it's just nice to connect them both together and learn about that process.
It really is.
Yeah.
My master's is in counseling because I was at the
This is why
prison
everybody
for
comes to
years.
you for
Yeah, that's
answers.
exactly right.
Yeah.
So I haven't used it in over a decade, but I do have that background.
You use it every day.
Yeah, with
It
them.
never stays, it never goes away.
And then I mind mess with you back.
Yeah, he does. We have fun together.
It's like, what?
So when you look at the Blanden, what you said you grew up loving the Blanden. What did you
Right.
love about it?
It has a wonderful art collection. The art collection is just bar none, especially for the size that Fort Dodge is. To have as many people in Fort Dodge that supported it early on and decided to really grow the modern art collection. I mean, that modern art collection is amazing. And to be able to go into the Blanden and see a Marc Chagall within 5 feet in front of you was just such an amazing experience for me to experience that color.
They don't have
Right.
that other places.
No. And to be able to go into Fort Dodge and see a Warhol,
Mhm.
and to see a Kandinsky and the Calder. So it's just such a gift.
Mhm.
And for someone and I always like to preference and say, I have aphantasia, which is mental blindness. So the visual arts is so important to me because that's where I get like all my endorphins and the color and everything. Because when I close my eyes, it's nothing.
Okay.
So to be able to go into the Blanden and see all of these artists where I don't have to travel, an hour and a half to see it, incredible.
That is awesome.
Mhm.
So when are some hours open for families to be able to take the kids through?
11 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday. And then we usually have art after school every Tuesday. So that's from 4 to 5. So kids can come in. It's $5 for member, $8 for non-members. They spend an hour with me. We do a small art project, create, really kind of experimenting with different materials. And then every Saturday, we typically will have some sort of class, either for kids or for adults. And then during the week, we'll have community outreach and adult classes.
can you send up a list when you have other stuff come up?
Yeah,
So we can mention
absolutely.
it every week on this.
Yeah.
Because every week we try to talk about what's going on in
Mhm.
town this week.
And it's free to go see the
Yeah.
Blanden. How cool is that?
Oh,
90 years
yeah.
of being free.
Yep.
It is cool.
Awesome.
And I will say, Joyce
is.
and I were at the Chicago Museum of Modern Art
Mhm.
probably 6 months ago, and to walk through there and see the same artist you see at the Blanden,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool because there was a Chagall, and I like Joyce, that one of those is the Blanden, and then we see a Warhol, and I'm like, we have that at the Blanden too, and
Yep.
I'm on the board there,
That's
so
cool.
I'm there more than most, and to see all the same things, it's
Yeah.
really really neat.
In your hometown, in your backyard, just come in and see us, and it's free.
Mm-hmm. And there's always somebody there to kind of explain things.
Yep.
To kind of give you that tour. If Meg's
Mhm.
there, or you're there, or Eric's there, or Pam's there,
Yep.
there's somebody there that they're not just sitting behind a desk, like other museums, taking your money and go do your thing. They'll
Yeah.
actually talk about the different exhibits.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah,
also
that's
give
cool.
opportunities to like local people too, as well, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I remember
Well,
seeing
so we have
photographs of some people that I knew
Yes.
the last time I was there.
Yeah, so we had a photographer that lives in Carlisle. His name is Mark True. He came in. So we're really focused on Iowa and regionalist artists who have a voice that we would like to come to Fort Dodge because we feel like the people in Fort Dodge would connect or have a connection at some point to really take in that art and gather and feel and learn from it. But we do have folks that come in also that teach that are either at Iowa Central or local artists that come in that will do education opportunities as well. Like we have an oil painting class right now. Diane O'Hearn, who lives in Eagle Grove, great painter, comes in, and this will be the third oil painting class within the last month and a half, I would say.
It's what I call our hot class right now.
Our
Mhm.
hot classes.
Because all these people want to sign up. And
Yeah.
it's really important that if you want to take a class, that you go onto the website, blanden.org, and pre-register.
Mhm.
So even if it's a freebie class or whatever, just so we have a heads up so that we know.
Well, you
So
have
we
enough
can
stuff.
get-
You have
so
enough
we get
brushes. You have enough
numbers
paint. You have
and-
enough whatever you
A
need.
couple times we've had to scramble,
Yeah, I
Anybody's
go,
good at scrambling, it's Meg.
I go to lunch and I have 6 people enrolled in the class, and I come back and all of a sudden there's 10. And I'm like, oh,
So
We
better
double.
get some
that's when
supplies
she rings
ready.
her little bell and I'm down there and I'm helping cut up and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
it's all right. It's all good because we want people to be, attending the classes and,
Yeah.
when it's been so dry and nigh for a while and everything. Now it's fun to see everything coming back again
Mhm.
in full gear.
I'm just glad we got somebody back to the community that
Yeah.
cares about it, not because it's a job, but because
Right.
it's, I get to move home. You
Yeah.
still have family here?
Yeah. My folks live in Otho.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're right there.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I love when people come home.
Yeah.
Well, I have a question for you girls.
Yeah.
I do community tours for various companies,
Mhm.
and I just got an email yesterday stating to do one next week. And I
Okay.
always ask for something about those people, and these people are really interested in